Genetic diversity makes a difference.
Contrast the sort of ancient Earth concept of ice age versus the ice phenomenon that occurred during the flood.
Okay, sure. It's evident geologically that there was a great ice age on the Earth. No credible geologist would ever disagree with that, okay? The question will come to, and it's always the question with creationists and evolutionists, the question will come to rates and time frames, not the process itself, okay? It's evident that there's an ice age on the Earth. It's evident the ice age had several advances and retractions, okay? The Great Lakes are formed through one of the advances, and there's all kinds of evidence that there's an ice age on the Earth. The question is, how did the ice age happen? Evolutionists have a series of 4, 5, 6, depends upon who you listen to, different ice ages coming at different times in Earth history. Here's the problem that they face. To have an ice age, you need two conditions. You need climatic conditions on the continents where the weather is relatively cold. Okay? That's not hard to get. Okay? Most continental areas get cold. I mean, even deserts that are subtropical, the Sahara, for example, will be 90 degrees at night, but 90 degrees during the daytime, 50 degrees at night. Okay? Radical temperature differences. So coldness is not hard to get on the continents. That's not difficult. The problem that the evolutionists face is warm oceans. See, in order to get the moisture up out of the oceans and onto the continents, you've got to have cycles that include a huge amount of rainfall and precipitation on the continental area that's going to fall as snow. And it's got to be able to fall on the cold continent, but come out of the warm ocean. Right? Evolution, the reason they have 4 or 5 ice ages is because they can't get there from here. They have huge problems with trying to get the oceans warm enough to get an ice age. So they got these extremely long cycles of greenhouse effect on the Earth to be able to get the ocean warm enough to cause the precipitation to fall to create the ice ages. So they need millions of years, like for other processes in evolution. They need millions of years to get there, okay? The creationist explanation is very different. Yes, there were a series of ice ages. There was one ice age with a series of advances and retreats. And the reason was simply because after the flood, the water came back into balance. Okay? When the water came back into balance, remember, half the ocean's water was subterranean, fountains of the Great Deep from the video last night, okay? Fountains of the Great Deep, the water was warm. The oceans were warm, probably almost hot, probably like 90 or 100 degrees. I mean, great swimming, okay? Be really cool to swim. I mean, imagine swimming up near the North Pole in 90-degree water. But the oceans were very warm. Because the oceans were warm, that water's given up easy. We think the ice age cycle took 200 to 300 years and it was all over. But it was a problem of the Earth coming back into balance because, you see, once that canopy collapsed and that subterranean water came out, the Earth's climatic conditions now entirely changed. That pre-flood world of no rain, you know, every day's weather forecast the same, 75 to 80 degrees today, 50% relative humidity, and the same thing tomorrow and the next day. Okay? Never saw a cloud, never saw rain. Now suddenly the Earth's environment's changed radically, and as a result we get the ice age, and then the planet comes back into the balance we have today, and we get the terrible weather phenomena that they wouldn't have had before the flood. Hurricanes and tornadoes and all that.